At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. Guys, a question that I've been getting a lot lately is, guys will call me up and they'll ask me if I think that their woman is a 5% woman, right? They'll give me the story on how they met. They'll give me some of her pros and cons, tell me that she cooks and does all this stuff, and ask me what do I think. Now, the thing is that a 5% woman for one man may be a 95% woman for another man. So it's impossible for one man to answer that for another. You know what I'm saying? But in my eyes, in my mind, I think that, when it comes down to a 5% woman, the main thing is that she makes you a better man than you were before. That she's not sending you in reverse. So when it comes to that, guys, there are 3 things that a woman must have if she's going to be in your circle, and why. Let's talk about it. Now, one of the first things is that she must go against the grain of the majority of women of today's society. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about, your slut walk, your hot girl summers, your women that are constantly promoting, being promiscuous. Your woman must know that the mindset of the majority of women in this day and age is not where she needs to be if she's trying to be in your circle, right? Now, I'm not saying that a woman needs to go back to the mindset of the women of the 60s, that all they do is cook and clean and barefoot in the kitchen, that whole thing, because we live in a different era. I say it all the time, women are owning businesses, women are CEOs, women are in the workforce in general, right? So I'm not saying that your woman's mindset should be like that, but she should have a sense of the responsibility of roles as far as men and women. No matter how successful she is in corporate America, no matter how successful she is at whatever she's doing, her primary responsibility has to be the household. You know what I'm saying? Just like the man has to have his primary responsibilities, And I was just talking about this a couple of weeks ago when I brought up Gucci Mane and his wife, Keisha, I believe her name is. Here you have a woman that's very successful, has a few $million businesses. But I remember him saying in an interview that, that she's waking up and she's cooking every day. I'm telling you that there are very few women that can juggle both. You know what I mean? There are very few women. But I'm telling you guys, if you're going to have a woman in your life, I'm not saying what she needs to do or not be doing on a daily basis, but the wellness of the home front, making sure that everything in the household is well off and balanced. She must have that mindset, guys. Number 2, she has no ulterior motives. Now, what I mean by that is simply saying that a woman wants to be with you just because you're you. Now, I'm going to tell you guys that there are very few women that you'll meet in your lifetime that want to be with you just because you're you. Because the majority of the time when a woman is getting with a man, there's some kind of underlying motive. Whether it's strictly because this guy's quote unquote balling and she thinks that she's going to win by being with him. It could be strictly sexually motivated, you know what I mean? The guy might be, 6'9" with a six-pack and all muscles and she's stimulated by that. It's going to be very rare that a woman is with you just because you're you. Now, the thing about this, guys, is that it's case by case, because you can't just take a woman and say, okay, you know what, this girl, she gets with guys for this, this, and this. Because one woman may get with the guy because he has money or whatever, but then later down the road, she might get with a guy that she just generally likes to be in his company. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to know if a woman is with you just because you're you and not for anything else, right? Now, for me, it's very easy for me to tell the difference, right? Because as much as I like, going out doing things, as much as I like going out trying, nice restaurants, as much as I like to travel overseas, the majority of time I'm sitting right here. I have no problem with sitting right here for 3 or 4 weekends in a row, watching movies, reading books, doing something in the house. So if a woman is with me because of some lifestyle she thinks I live, it's going to show very quickly, because she's going to get bored with me in a matter of days. Because guys, I'm super simple. I can sit right here on this couch and just chill for days. So that's gonna wean that kind of woman out. But it's imperative, guys, that you know that she's with you if you're looking to be with her for the long haul. Now, if you're looking to get, have some short-term time with a woman, then, you're going to encounter these different kind of women, because, women that get with you because you have a certain kind of car, or you hang out with certain people. You're going to get those. But if you're looking for a woman to go the long way with, make sure she's one that's with you for you. One reason that's important is because, if you happen to lose everything that you have for whatever reason she's there, then that woman is automatically gone, right? So make sure she's there for you guys. Now I'm going to talk about this third one, and I'm going to bring it on home on why these things are important, right? So number 3 is she has to be very cautious of what fills her mind space. You know what I'm saying? Because in this world, you have 2 types of people, right? You have people that want to be entertained, and then you have people that want to be informed, right? Now, you hear me talk about television and all the negativity around it all the time. Now, I'm not saying that your woman shouldn't be watching the Powers and the Empires and all that stuff. Now, I won't be watching it with her, but it's going to be hard for you to find a woman that's not, into those type of dramas or whatever, right? But the thing is, guys, it's important that the majority of the information that she consumes is fulfilling her as opposed to entertaining her, because that's going to let you know what side of the fence she's on. And I'll tell you why this all is important, why she has to have these traits, guys. It's because, her lately we've been talking about marriage and all this stuff, and legal marriage and this and that. All that's BS. All that is BS. Guys, if you're spending time with a woman, y'all spending quality time with each other over extended amounts of time, in a spiritual sense, we're not talking about legal, we're not talking about worldly nothing. In a spiritual sense, you are becoming one with this woman. I call it whatever you want to, right? And this is the dangerous part of this, guys. And when I say which side of the fence she's on, what I mean is, this world and the entertainment industry as a whole, the vibration that it puts on us is to come from a place of lack. Whereas, our true spirituality comes from a place of abundance, right? So it's imperative that your woman or the woman in your circle is coming from that right side of the fence. And the reason this trait is so important, the reason all 3 of these traits are important, is because of this, guys. We always talk about, things like pump and dump and being with a variety of women, over the course of our lives, even from being teenagers on up, right? But we never really dove into the dangers of getting with the wrong woman. We skim over stories like Samson. We skim over other stories in the Bible. We skim over situations that we see on television with celebrities and NBA and NFL players that are getting taken down by women. But we don't put enough emphasis on the dangers of it, guys. I've said this a million times. A man in a relationship is going to either elevate in life or decline rapidly. But one thing is for sure, he will not remain the same. Now, guys, I'm not going to lie. I love hearing my brothers talking about their 5% women, right? I love seeing my brothers in long, healthy relationships. I enjoy it, right? But we've underestimated the power of women on the backside. In other words, when we talk about pump and dump and sleeping with a variety of women, we've underestimated how quickly a woman can take a man down. You know what I'm saying? For every Proverbs 31 virtuous woman we talk about, there are 20 Proverbs 5 women. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing, guys, we just have to dive into. At the end of the day, guys, the reasons why this is important, that a woman must have these 3 traits or traits in the same realm, is because of this, guys. We always talk about marriage, or what marriage is not, legal marriage, not legal marriage. All that is BS, guys. Once you get with a woman, you're spending quality time with a woman, you guys are being, together. On a spiritual sense, you're married. And here's the dangerous part of that. If that woman is not up to par, guys, I'm telling you, you're leaving a weak spot in your chain. You're leaving a kink in your armor, guys. We talk about the downfall of men all the time, but we're underestimating it. When you're becoming one with the woman, the way you act, the way you talk, the way you think is gonna be affected, right? Now, it's either gonna be affected for the good or for the bad, but it's gonna be affected. So it's important that a woman have certain traits and certain qualities. Your woman should be a direct reflection of you. You know what I'm saying? It should almost be, when you hear your woman talk, when you see the decisions that your woman makes in life, it should be a mirror of the energy that you put out in the world. Again, she should be a reflection of you. And if she's not, guys, I'm telling you, she's slowly taking you down another path. So when it comes down to you trying to figure out if your woman is worthy of being on your team or not, just make sure she has the right traits. Make sure she's on your team for the right reasons. Make sure that the information that she's putting out, that you're soaking up because you're one, make sure it's on the abundant side of life instead of the side of lack. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Soul Immortal, and I'm out.
Eddie!